Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's webinar. We would give a couple of minutes for more people to join in. Thank you so much for joining in for this webinar. We'll give a couple of more minutes for people to join. Those of you who are joining us now, we would be beginning the webinar in a few minutes. Maybe give people 1 or 2 minutes to join before we can start. Let's begin. As people would join in, they'll stream in as we continue with the webinar. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to today's webinar. Again, a very warm welcome and thank you so much for joining in. We have the today's webinar on the topic demystifying cloud computing careers, career paths, and the skills you will need. I can see participants joining us from different parts of the country. We are really glad to have you all with us today. My name is Hina Kausar and I am Deputy Manager with Sector Skill Council NASCOM. I will be hosting this session, kind of moderator for today's session. Before we begin, a few quick housekeeping points. This is a 60-minute session. You can post your questions in the Q&A box that you can see on the screen below, or the chat box. We'll take all the questions towards the end. Mr. Pankaj, who's with me, he'll be answering all those questions you have about your career in cloud towards the end. Let me start by asking you all a very simple question. I mean, how many you can engage with us throughout the webinar in the chat box or the question and answer round. We would be very happy to have your inputs and your details, any questions that you have. So keep the chat box buzzing. As I was saying, we'll begin with a question. How many of us use Google Drive, Netflix, online banking, or Zoom? Almost every day. We are on the platform Zoom, and you're joining us for on the platform Zoom today. So we all use these platforms, and most of us don't realize that cloud computing powers all of these. Cloud is no longer just an IT concept, it is the backbone of businesses, government platforms, healthcare systems, startups, and even education. Today's session is designed to simplify cloud computing, explain career pathways, and help you understand what skills you actually need to get started. Not jargon, not myths, or not any other confusing terminologies, but real guidance from Mr. Pankaj. Without further ado, I'll introduce Mr. Pankaj Mittal. It gives me great pleasure to introduce him today. He is the founder and CEO of Digizen Consulting, and he has been a TEDx speaker and a digital transformation strategist with over 20 years of experience in Tata Communications, Vodafone, Barclays Bank, and many others. He has closely worked with learners like you, professionals like me, and organizations across to build practical, industry relevant cloud computing or cloud skills. Thank you, Pankaj, for joining us today for this session. I would hand over this virtual stage to you to start with today's session.
Thank you, Hina, for introducing me. And I think you stole my starting line for cloud computing definition right away. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining in. Uh, the word cloud is becoming de facto for everything today. What we do, as Hina said, our online banking, our movie watching experience, ordering from Zomatos and Swiggy's, and doing anything and everything. Our WhatsApp, our Zoom calls, our emails, our file storage, everything is on cloud today. It's becoming de facto of life, while we sometimes do not realize it. But then early morning when you wake up and you look at your phone, whatever you are watching, Instagram, photos, movies, videos, everything is coming through something which is not visible, but a digital information or digital backbone of any information is cloud. Now, what is cloud? I think it's very simple while we look at it. You will be surprised to know and understand the first public cloud platform, which is AWS, Amazon Web Services, started sometime in 2006. So we are almost 20 years in the era of cloud with so many changes, advancements, updates, upgrades, and new technology, innovation, and creation happening. Let me quickly put a small summary to what is a cloud. Cloud is nothing but it is primarily an on-demand delivery of computing resources, whether it is your servers, virtual machines, storage, databases, networking, and softwares over the internet. And this works on something like pay-as-you-go models, right? Whatever you use as a pricing, based on that, it works around. So cloud comes in multiple formats, but there are three common cloud platforms we normally use. One is public cloud, where we use also something called as infrastructure as a service. Then there is a private cloud, where we also use platform as a service. And then there is a hybrid cloud, where we use software as a service, right? So cloud depends on which category, innovation, or bucket we fall in. There are multiple versions of cloud we currently use. That's very basic simple of cloud. I am sure most of you are direct or indirect users of cloud computing or one of these platforms today. Now, why cloud is important and becoming more important in this era, in this new age, we have all been hearing about artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics, cybersecurity, platforms, products launching in every day. But all of this at the back end is run on some or the other cloud. Your agentic AI, your AI models, your LLMs, your chats, your computes, your database processing, your vision data, everything is currently being processed through an underlying invisible infrastructure which is being used on cloud. Cloud market globally is expanding very rapidly. It has been expanding and the size is humongous. And we also foresee that this will continue to expand. We are seeing the size of the chips, Nvidia chips, Intel chips, AMD chips are reducing day by day, but the power of harnessing of these computes are increasing day by day. Hence, the data centers which we are currently using have to expand capacities, have to find new ways to perform or performance in terms of faster capacity, speed, agility, which is where the cloud computing market comes. So if you are starting your career in cloud world or you are in mid of the cloud world, you are in the right stage of it, depending on what domain or what category of cloud you are working in. So there is no doubt that you're in the right domain of cloud computing. Market is big. Forget the private sector, even the government sector and the public sector has been embracing cloud technologies from a while now, and they've been maturing. And this usage is increasing day by day. Whether, as Hina mentioned in her earlier opening line, it is empowering those startups, healthcare innovation, consumer space, direct to consumer, banking, cybersecurity, blockchain, uh, manufacturing, all of these domains where we are seeing cloud being utilized as a fundamental, basic foundation of any digital transformation. From a skills standpoint of wise, uh, you need to have the basics right. So when I was studying or in your journey, my faculties or teachers used to say, Pankaj, you need to understand one operating system correctly, whether it is Windows or whether it is Linux, whether it is Ubuntu, and then you need to understand one programming language. In my world, those days, we were used to have C++, Fox Pro, Fox Base, but today you have operating systems like Windows 11, you have Windows Data Center, you have multiple flavors of Linux, you have programming languages like Java, Python, C, C++. You have today multiple flavors of databases. You have MongoDB, you have NoSQL, you have SQL Server, you have Oracle. And then understand, because so much of data is being created and it is in digital format, you need to also understand the basics on the security, that how do you protect your data. So security fundamentals are important. And then the world which has advent in the new era is about automation, that how do you either increase the efficiency or you increase the productivity of the work which you are doing using the development tools, and the automation tools are currently available, and there are new addition happening every time and day. So cloud certifications are becoming important in wherever you are an aspiring learner, or you are a college goer and you are learning and you're trying to get into the job market. Um, all in all, there are three large global players in the cloud market today. We have Amazon, which is AWS web services. We have Microsoft Azure, and then you have Google Cloud Platform. Today, depending on the need, requirement, and use cases, customers or the enterprises, including startups, government, public sector, enterprises, they choose and pick what cloud you wanted to work upon. And accordingly, there are certification paths right from beginner to the advanced and to more advanced levels you can pick. There are domain specific cloud skills also, which you can perform and learn around with that. And starting from the entry level, right? If you are in AWS, tops the market in the cloud share across the globe. Microsoft and Google are catching up with them, but then there are still a large amount of companies who are still slowly trying to adopt cloud. So from a skills level, start with the beginner or an entry level. Once you understand your fundamentals right, that what is an operating system, which operating systems you want to pick up on, get the basics of your networking, how internet works, and then one language, whether it is Java or C or Python or any other new age language, and one database, whether it is SQL, Oracle, MySQL, or any other language. Then you pick up your journey and pick up what cloud certification you should look at. Amazon has been most popular, most common around it. People start with the entry level certifications around AWS, which is cloud practitioner. Uh, there are a lot of YouTube videos, there are a lot of material available on Google where you can see, learn. There are trainers who have posted YouTube videos. There are also a lot of mock tests, or something called as a practice test available globally on multiple education websites where you can test your skills, that what is my learning about these platforms and tools in the cloud. Similarly, on Microsoft Azure side, you have Azure Fundamentals, which is by default comes with AZ-900, which is the most fundamental exam you should clear for Azure Cloud. And then, of course, you have Google Cloud also coming with various certifications in terms of the process of learning. Now, while we do that and I invest my time, energy, and resource as a student or as a learner, my first thought process is I completed my engineering or graduation. Where will I get, the job, and how much will it cost? Today, trust me when I say this, cloud engineers are in heavy demand, irrespective of any domain which we just talked about: banking, healthcare, e-commerce, retail, direct to consumer, cybersecurity, platform companies. Everywhere there is a need of cloud engineers, and good cloud engineers do come at a cost. So if you are an early learner and studying, average salary of a good cloud practitioner starts somewhere around 5 to 7 lakhs. And then the growth is good depending on how quickly you adopt your skills in terms of learning various cloud services, in terms of learning various tools and platforms in within that particular cloud. Roles, once you have cleared your fundamentals and you have got the entry understanding of a particular cloud platforms, then right from an entry you will move to something called as mid-level cloud roles. And again, various categories in there. You want to become an engineer, you want to become a DevOps engineer, or you want to pick up the track of a cloud security. All three are very relevant again, because cloud itself is a world of its own. So you continue to manage as a cloud engineer, where you are ensuring the uptime of the infrastructure, uptime of the services, etc., and ensure the cloud is run 24 by 7. Then there is something called as a cloud DevOps engineer, where you are trying to deploy new tools, automate the pipelines, making sure the delivery of the product which you are selling is smooth, and it's like error free, flawless, which is where the DevOps engineers are coming. And last not the least, security is of paramount importance in cloud. So you are a person who is doing a maker checker role in cloud security, ensuring no unauthorized access is there, no data is exfiltrated, your data is secure at all times. So these are categories across different mid-level roles in the cloud, and this is common to all the cloud platforms, whether you are in AWS, Azure, or Google, right? But there are professional certifications like solution architect, right? You are becoming an administrator to the cloud platforms. These certifications will definitely have a heavy weightage or a little more weightage, because these are the people in demand. These are the SMEs, experts on the cloud, who does this work day in, day out. So if you are here, or if you are not here, or you are on the entry level, this should be your aspiration to take the next step in terms of learning of the cloud platforms, or ensuring that what track I should pick up. Will I pick up the infrastructure track, whether I pick up the DevOps track, or do I pick up the cloud security as a track? And next is the final level, which is the advanced cloud carriers, which these are the people who design and architect. These are the enterprise architect on clouds, which designs solutions, which delivers last case solutions, right? Like Google, like AWS, where they design multiple clouds, hybrid clouds, combination of multiple tools. These are the people who design these. So these are called enterprise cloud architects, right? These are called, people who are deep into the algorithm understanding, designing the business logic, and drive that business logic on different cloud platforms. And they started using advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data lakes, analytics, keeping the uptime, high level of security, key management, etc. So these are the people who are getting into it. These are people are very well paid, uh, but they are also very heavily hands-on understanding to ensure and keep the uptime of the organization in terms of their cloud availability, right? And these are the people who will also demand to have a team of people working under him. So they would have leadership positions in large companies, where they'll be leading the entire cloud strategy. How do you build a cloud? What kind of cloud to use? What services to pick and choose? What not to work on, right? So they would have a clear understand. They will guide the teams technically on how to manage the cloud. If there are issues, troubleshooting, etc., they can manage the entire transformation from an on-prem application which is on premise in a data center, and how do you move these applications from on premise to a cloud availability to a cloud transformation programs. So these are advanced certifications. Again, these certifications are common across all the three cloud platforms, right? But this does not come easy. You have to constantly keep learning availability of cloud, the technology behind that, continue keep learning, upgrading yourself, giving these certification paths which has been created by all the three cloud players, right? If you continue keep learning, doing that, and then only you can stay relevant and ensure that your learning should not stop and should continue. So the roadmap to your success in cloud computing is: get your foundation right, get your fundamentals correct, gain experience, continue keep working, a combination of both theory and simulation exercises, mock test, practice examinations. You keep doing that, and at some point of time, when you think that you are, ready to take a larger role, then you pick up your category within the cloud. That do I want to become the cloud security guy? Do I wanted to take the role of the DevOps engineer, or do I wanted to take up the role of operational cloud to ensure the high availability of cloud at all times, right? And that's how you will continue to keep growing it. I can tell you, companies both in India and outside India, where you have to hire enterprise cloud architects, where you have to hire the cloud security architects or the cloud SMEs, they are not easy to come by. It is very difficult to hire people like these because they have hands-on experience. They have done this certification path over the years. They have dedicated learning, uh, clear their certifications and exams with a combination of both theory and practical at all times. And that's why they demand top-notch salary. And the salary range, of course, I don't want you to benchmark it, but this can go into crores depending on the need and the requirement and also the organization you are applying for. And the best part within the cloud career is cloud continues to keep innovating itself. All the three large cloud providers keep coming with new services, new product portfolios, new requirements, new updates. So this is a constant learning for an engineer that, even if I'm an advanced architect or an advanced SME on cloud DevOps or cloud security, there is still a lot to learn about how do you use and manage these clouds, right? So the scale is enormous. People are already using it. A lot of things, as I said, are still on the cloud. Sometimes we don't realize, but there are trends which are coming in the cloud. Today, the new word in 2026 is about artificial intelligence, agentic AI, chat GPT kind of things. Where are they running? They all are running on a cloud platforms, right? So the integration of data analytics, the data lakes, machine learning, all of it is happening on cloud because it is pay per use. You are flexible to use your data models. We used to live in the world of VMwares, etc. But today we are talking about something called a serverless architecture. We are talking about Kubernetes architecture. We are talking about Docker architecture, right? So DevOps focus is becoming, we are calling it as an IAC, infrastructure as a code. How quickly you can roll up, because the time to market your product has to be quick and efficient. That's how you can beat the competition. And for that, you need to ensure your infrastructure is robust, agile, and flexible. And that is why serverless architecture concept is being introduced all across. And larger organizations with global footprints, sometimes they don't get that understanding of one cloud fits all. So they are moving away from a single cloud to a multi-cloud or a hybrid cloud approach, which is something like we are using some services of AWS, some services of Azure, and some services of Google. Now, three different architectures, how do you manage that? That brings its own complexity across of cloud team to ensure availability, security, UAT environments, production environments, segregation of data, compliances, a lot of complexity increases. But then there are companies who have started talking about multi-cloud strategies, right? And this is where we are seeing so much of growth, but again with a lot of complexities. So if your fundamentals are right, if you have gone through your certification paths properly, if you have hands-on experience, you have a lot of learning available here. And it's just not about learning, it is also increasing and helping your career path, both in terms of your education and technical skills getting upgraded. But at the same time, of course, money is important. My salary is also getting upgraded, right? So I'm learning a lot about different career aspects, different technology concepts about cloud. And then we are also looking at something of how do we ensure the balance of cloud with using green energy, right? We are talking about something called as green cloud, which is coming at some point of time. So this will happen. Cloud career is a foolproof career today. The demand of the professionals are very high, especially the people who are in the mid to high level range, right? People who are in the mid level range of 5, 7, 8 years of experience, purely on one cloud or multi cloud approach. they should aspire to become enterprise architects on cloud. They should aspire to become the network architect on the cloud or the SME of the cloud, especially the multi-cloud or the hybrid cloud approach, right? There is a lot happening across, and companies are, continuously scouting for skills of mid-level to senior level resources on cloud. And if there is a good technical resource, companies are not shying away today by paying the premium of the salaries. So you have a right balance approach. If you are a good technical SME, and you have aspiration to grow higher, this is where your learning will come in. So three important career paths. If you are a DevOps engineer, if you are a cloud engineer using AI, machine learning understanding, and you are an cloud architect, you have a very clear path of advancing your career with advanced certifications provided by all the three cloud providers, which is where both your technical skills will harness, and also, of course, you will have a better job opportunities in the market, right? So compelling business case, we can talk about all of these numbers. Anything, any new user, any people who are passing the college or who are into another domain and want to jump their career or switch over their career into cloud security or into cloud world, these are some numbers in front of you. Today we have 1.4 million active AWS, Amazon Web Services certifications which are live, and this number, trust me, is growing day by day. Salaries across the globe have been skyrocketing for good cloud engineers availability, and companies are poaching people to ensure that they have high availability, good skill resource to manage, so that their faster turnaround time, so they can speed the uptime of their products in the markets in the cloud era, right? So AWS become the most validated, valued credential all across, while Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud platforms are also, pushing up, punching up a lot of tracks. There are specialization tracks which you can pick up. As I said earlier, you can be a DevOps engineer in any of the cloud services. You can be a security architect or a security SME in these cloud platforms on that track. And you can also become an AI or ML practitioner within these technology tracks of the exam certifications available on this, right? Quick glimpse, how do you ensure that you should be able to clear your certifications? Define and decide first what is your certification strategy, what track you want to pick and choose. And then the most important aspect of it, please try and do lab simulations, mock test, to learn. More experience on hands-on will give you the edge from the other candidates and the other people, right? And take these certifications as your jewels, right? Because these are your career accelerators. The more certifications you have cleared, there would be more preference from the interviewer or the hiring organization, because they know that getting cloud certification is not easy. So the more certificates you are clearing with hands-on knowledge, not just the theoretical knowledge, you will have a preference, to be hired from the other people. And continuously keep looking at, deepen your understanding about hybrid cloud approach all the time. So these certificates, perspectives are important. You also can do mock certificates, mock courses, take a practical exam. By doing all of this, you will be able to do a lot of work on the cloud side of it. Uh, that's all from me as of now. Happy to take any questions. I will hand over it back to you, Hina.
Thank you, Pankaj. That was really one lowdown on how to begin and how to succeed in the cloud computing journey. We have had a lot of questions from people asking about how to build a career in cloud computing and how to sustain it. But before we do that, I'm very happy that you spoke about being employable and how to be future ready, career ready, and how building and rebuilding and reskilling is critical for your journey in cloud, or for that matter in the times and the age that we live in. It's really critical to keep upskilling yourself. I'm very happy that you spoke about it. And also, we from NASCOM, we have this platform, Future Skills Prime platform, which have all the courses. This is something that I am telling all the audience, all the learners. I understand that most of you are on our platform, but I would like to bring it to your notice that our Future Skills Prime platform has all the courses from AWS, Google, and Microsoft that Pankaj just spoke about. I would like to present a very short journey of Future Skills Prime platform so that you can go back, enroll, sign up, and then maybe start your career in learning cloud computing. Pankaj, if you can give me a holler if the screen is visible.
It's loading up. Yes, the screen is visible, Hina.
Thank you, Pankaj, for that. So, as I mentioned, we have the platform called Future Skills Prime. It's initiative between Ministry of Electronics and IT, as we know it as METI, and NASCOM. On the right-hand side, top right-hand side corner of your screen, you have the QR code that you can scan and instantly go to the platform and sign up yourself. If you haven't, or if you have, then enroll yourself for some course. So there is competency diagnostics on the platform. If you're not sure if Gen AI, cloud computing, or cybersecurity is your domain, you can quickly have a competency diagnostics. We have courses beginning from foundational to bridge to deep skilling. Foundational gives you a basic understanding about the skill. Bridge gives you a bridge between various technologies, or maybe a bridge between deep skilling and foundation if you want to switch your careers, etc. And then deep skilling courses give you a very deeper understanding of the advanced level that gives you the edge that you need to succeed in the higher levels or higher rungs of your corporate career. Whenever you close these certifications or complete these certifications, you will get a certification from dual entities called NASCOM and of course me. So a government of India and NASCOM certificate you will get. And for a lot of our certificates or courses, we have GOI incentives that are directly sent back to your bank account. So that is another benefit that we have. And we keep hosting various career drives from time to time that you would get notification about if you do sign up on the platform. So this is the certification the lady is holding here. This is the certification that you would get once you complete the your course. And to give you an understanding of the kind of technologies that we have close to 12 plus emerging technologies and 10 plus professional skills beginning from you have it on your screen, but it's those of you who are not viewing their screens and listening in. So we have AI, generative AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, robotic process automation, cloud computing, all the emerging technologies that you can think of today, with a bevy of professional skills, program management, project management, digital leadership that you do require once you join the corporate world. Whenever you complete these certifications, you get academic credit. So you can, it's already integrated in your academic curriculum. So whenever you complete these certifications, you'll get a credit. Again, you can sign up on the platform with the QR code. I'll and do follow us. We keep doing these webinars from time to time. Professionals and experts who have 20 years of experience, like Pankaj himself, we keep calling them to this webinar, to this session, career mantra sessions that we keep holding for our students. So if you're interested, do scan these platforms and follow us for more insights and details. I'll also take you through our website. I have already logged in for not wasting much of the time. So this is what, okay, I have already been logged out. I have to log in anyway. Just allow me a minute. So this is the platform Future Skills Prime. It's we have been awarded European Commission's Pact for Skill report third. We are ranked third in the report, and it ranks 47 initiatives from 36 countries. So having India placed as the third practice practice entity on the world map is very proud for you. So you can imagine the level of courses and the emerging technologies courses that we have on the emerging technologies. So if you go on the left hand side of your screen, you have skills, you have emerging technologies. You can enroll yourself in any technology of your choice, and then whenever you do complete your courses, you will have your dashboard, and you can see all the badges and all the skills and courses that you have completed. So this is all in all the platform. And do subscribe, do log in, do sign up, do enroll for a course, whether it's Azure from AWS, Microsoft cloud certifications, or Google cloud certifications. We have it all on the platform. Now, getting back to the agenda of the webinar, we'll take up the questions now, and Pankaj would be answering those questions for you. So, although, Pankaj, this is not the domain of today's session, but someone, Ravi Ramalinga, he asked a question, if you could answer, entry level Gen AI courses or careers.
Um, Gen AI again is a very broader term as of today. We are still need to get the basics right. Prompt engineering is one understanding. Gen AI is, agentic AI is what we are talking today. So get the fundamentals right in terms of how AI works, and then how do you build agents around it who can do the repetitive task and harnessing data around agentic AI. There is no standard framework as of now which has been defined that what course you need to do. But from a compliance standpoint, there is an ISO framework called as ISO 42001, which has come for auditing AI systems, which has some part of Gen AI also involved. If you would wanted to look at it, I think that will give you some glimpse around it. But there is no standard offering in terms of what should be the part of a Gen AI course. Every university or organization have a separate definition of Gen AI, and they are covering currently the basics of how to build models around Gen AI.
Thank you, Pankaj. Next is scope for CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional Certification.
uh, heavy scope around that. If you are currently pursuing or wanted to pursue the certifications, by all means, put all your cylinders fired on that. You will be in heavy demand once you clear your CCSP certifications, and you can, very proudly show your CCSP badge that, I'm a cloud certified security professional across any organization, whether you are in retail, banking, telco, anywhere.
Next question, Pankaj, is from Saloni Sharma. What is FinOps analyst and what does it entail?
So primarily a FinOps analyst is, FinOps is a framework by itself, right? Basically, this is coming from the finance domain where we are managing, optimizing, and governing the cloud computing cost. And it is a combination of using finance, engineering, and business teams across. So FinOps are primarily, they get primarily the visibility around the cost and reporting across any of your cloud platforms. They help create dashboards for various cloud services being consumed, whether it is a service, whether it is a project or an application, and how do I charge it back to the business units or different business divisions is what they build models around. In the world of hybrid cloud, this is the new vertical which is coming up very rapidly, and we call them FinOps analyst, is what. So if you are looking to build a career in FinOps, still a good way to do that.
Sure, Pankaj. We now have questions around people transitioning their careers, or somebody who has experience, a rich experience in a different domain. So somebody, Mr. KS, Mr. Miss, he has asked the question, can somebody from humanities or commerce background do reskilling and move into the cloud domain?
So there is no showstopper or any entry barrier getting your career into cloud. as I started my career, my slides earlier, I said you need to get an understanding basics of your technology, which is operating system, database, networking, and security fundamentals, and then aspire to take the entry level tracks of any of the cloud program, whether it is AWS or GCP or Azure. Get your entry level tracks completed. Like in Azure, you can do AZ 900, and in Amazon, you can start with the basic cloud fundamentals. I also mentioned there are free YouTube videos, there are practical tests, there are mock tests available. You can do an offline or a self study and can switch over your career from there. No cloud platform has any issue if you are a non-cloud or a non-tech guy. That's why cloud is being grazed across or accepted across both technical and non-technical professionals across.
Thank you, Pankaj. So, Mr. Jay, you asked a question about how I have 20 years of experience and in a non-IT career. So, I hope Pankaj's questions also answered your question. Then we have Parul Vashisht. You have asked where can we start our cloud journey. This whole webinar was about the same. We would be sharing the recording of this webinar on our YouTube platform. You can watch the webinar again, and this will answer all your questions. Then uh, we have question, Pankaj. What are the cloud certifications for middle management?
So I mentioned during the webinar, you have three categories if you are a middle age or a middle level professional or mid experienced professional. One is about the infrastructure of the cloud, which is primarily about optimization, keeping the lights green, which is a cloud engineer. Second track is about the development on the cloud when you build applications compatible for cloud, which is the cloud DevOps engineer. And the third track is about the cloud security engineer. All of these are the mid-level professionals. You can choose any of these tracks in the cloud world across any cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, or GCP. And from there, once you get your understanding, then you can aspire to take the higher level or advanced skills on the same platform.
Next question on the pipeline is from Mr. Harshvardhan Dusane. How much knowledge of Linux and networking is required for a cloud role at entry level?
As I said, basic is good enough to begin with. So you have already covered two tracks in that entry level. You said you have a Linux knowledge, which is the one of the operating system understanding, and you have basic concepts of your networking clear. I think this will be your additional support of when you start aspiring to take an entry level cloud program. So this is going to be handy for you to clear your exams if you have some amount of hands-on understanding of any of these two platforms.
Mr. K. Thejita has asked, can we watch again the session? So, to your query, Mr. K. Thejita, we would be uploading the video of the same over our YouTube channel. Do subscribe. We have a lot of videos on skilling, learning, and any platform that you need to learn. My next question up on my screen is from Archana Patil. What kind of product or a service can one build in cloud world?
Uh, there is no entry barrier to build what you wanted to build. There are companies today who are running on, retail, e-commerce, hotel, your Zomato, your Swiggy, your Uber, everything is running on a cloud platform. So there is no barrier to what you can build on a cloud. People are running e-commerce stores on cloud. So no entry barrier to build whatever you. There are companies who are running large operations on cloud. So depending on what domain or business you wanted to pick in, cloud is the underlying infrastructure for you. So irrespective of what you want to build on, cloud is the underlying infrastructure, and you can build a food app, you can build a Uber kind of an app, you can build a delivery app. The possibilities are endless today.
Next question we have up is what is the difference between these three cloud platforms, GCP, AWS, and Azure, versus services like Hostinger, BigRock, etc.?
So, there is no apple to apple comparison between them. Hostinger and BigRock and rest of the other folks are very similar and common in nature, but they primarily do hosting of the sites and they have physical presence in certain locations. When I started my conversation or started the webinar, I said cloud is today the de facto of everything and it is invisible. So you do not know from where the compute is being used. These are the website providers. They also have to at some point of time, consume one of the services of these large providers somewhere down the line. So there is not much of the difference. These are more like resellers of, doing website reselling, domain booking, etc. Not much of the difference, but you still have to go through that journey of learning from these cloud providers only. Hina? Hina? Hina?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Pankaj, and to the audience as well. My network went off for a while. So, yeah,
Okay,
I'll again ask a couple of more questions that we have on
sure.
the screen. How to use cloud in data analysis?
Very good question. So for data analysis, we have large volumes of data being created in forms of sound, image, video analysis, different forms and sets of the data. Now, cloud gives you unwarranted, compute. So you have data analytics services on all the cloud provider platforms available, and you can, put your data for analysis so that you get, right understanding of intelligence which you wanted to build upon this. So you have Snowflake, you have different kind of analytic services available on the cloud which you can use.
Which AWS certification is required for IoT developer? This is a question from Mr. Vikas Gupta.
There is no specific certification, but it covers through major of that. If you are looking at, IoT, there is an AWS Solution Architect certificate called SAA C03, which covers some part of the IoT domain. If you are a developer, then there is another certificate for a developer called as a DVA C02, which again covers, the development part of the IoT. And if you are a system administration guy within the IoT world, then there is a certificate called as SOA C02, I think, which covers. And then there are advanced certifications which comes in the IoT world using cloud.
Um, this is a question from PP. Indian platforms like Utho are also in race where they stand against these three: AWS, GCP, and Azure.
Sorry, what is the question? Is there a
Indian platforms like UTHO is the spelling Utho or Utho.
Okay, I have not heard about the platform, but then yes, there are all small, large platforms keep coming upon, but the market share globally is with these three large players all across AWS, Azure, and Google. Uh, yes, there are Indian platforms which are coming because of the data sovereignty issues, and we don't want it to keep the data outside the law of the land. Hence, there has been a rise in sovereign platforms from India. Yes, it is happening.
Seems like most of the questions are around. I mean, we have covered most of the questions, Pankaj. Other questions that people have are mostly around what is the career journey, what certifications to do. I would like to tell to everyone that we have already covered all these questions in the entire session, and we would be recording. We are recording this session and will be posting on our YouTube channel. So if you could subscribe to that and visit again this video, it would help you understand the questions that you have. This is another question that we have, Mr. Pankaj. Are cloud certifications still useful if someone does not have strong hands-on project experience?
Definitely, the cloud certifications will give you an edge in terms of hiring. Whether you still have a project management experience, you don't have a hands-on experience, But then in the cloud world, you will need to achieve and learn about hands-on understanding. As I said, on the entry level cloud certifications, please ensure that you do both theory and practicals first before you aspire to take the exam and the certificate. Until you don't get a hands-on understanding of any cloud ops, you will not be able to succeed in your career. So yes, it is mandated and required and recommended to have a hands-on understanding of whatever the cloud career path you are choosing in.
Do these basic certifications complement AI ML certifications?
Yes, there is now. All the three cloud providers, AWS, Azure, and GCP, have started offering both free and certified courses on Gen AI and AI ML all across. There are tracks which they have now created, and they are adding every day. They are adding new syllabus and new modules into it.
Next up on the screen is a question from Mr. Arun Kumar Devaraj. He's asking somebody who has an experience in cybersecurity but doesn't have hands-on experience in cloud security. What do they need to do, and would CCSP certification help in that?
I think you have already won half of the battle by being in cybersecurity for many years. Cloud security definitely is important, and you will learn a lot around it. But you need to have get your hands dirty around it. And yes, definitely, if you aspire to do CCSP, you will be one of the more demanded professionals in the job market again.
Miss Aditi Bobde has a question. Which one is better as per future aspects, data science or cloud computing?
Again, it all depends on your learning and your current exposure to whatever you are currently doing. Both data analysis is important, and also, what was the other one? Uh,
Data science and cloud computing.
so both of them are fields. Data science will never finish because we as humans are creating data, and we need to have an actionable intelligence as an organization to consume, right? So that I can build new models around it. That will never end. And cloud is the de facto today of everything, so that will never end. So you take a wise decision based on your career skills, exposure, your learning appetite. Both of these domains are going to be successful and will remain relevant all the time.
Thank you, Pankaj. Seems like we are towards the end of this session because we have expanded. And thank you so much for patiently answering all the questions that we had today from the audience. We never had this long question and answer round, so I'm very sure that the participants are very engaged today because they are getting to interact with with an expert. I can imagine their level of engagement at the Q&A box and the chat box that we have today. So, as we come to the end of today's session, I would like to summarize three key takeaways. Cloud computing, as Mr. Pankaj also said, is de facto and is for everyone, not just programmers. It offers long term, future ready career opportunities. Structured learning and certifications can significantly accelerate our career growth. On behalf of Future Skills Prime NASCOM and Career Mantra, I sincerely thank Mr. Pankaj Mittal for sharing such valuable insights and practical guidance on building career today. To all our learners, this is the right time to start small, stay consistent, and skill smart. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We hope this session really helped, as the topic said, demystify your cloud computers and gave you clarity on the next steps. Pankaj, if you would like to close this session.
Thank you so much for having me here. I hope the session has been useful to the both the early aspirants as well as the non-technical guys. As I said, cloud is the de facto in digital transformation today. It is the digital foundation of whatever you are building and aspiring for. A career is humongous. Cloud professionals are in high demand today. If you are still thinking to start it, today is the time to get started and kickstart your journey on cloud learning and cloud platforms. Thank you so much.